Hi everybody, welcome back to Shell Star Stitches. Hope you're all okay and have had a good week. It's Friday, we've got a bank holiday in the UK here, so a long weekend, which means extra crochet time. We've had some deliveries this week, so I am going to show you those today. 3 deliveries to show you. So firstly we've got Toft from Create Craft that I ordered last week. We have Woolly Mamas, which again I think I mentioned to you last week that I'd ordered because I was cataloguing my stash and I'd made an order the night before, and so I've got more to catalogue. And some yarn that I won in a competition. So yeah, we will start with Toft to show you. So this is the bag that we have here with, I think that's a macaque on the front, I think Kerry said. Drawstring, which I've never had a drawstring Toft bag. So the goodies inside that we have, I'll show you the yarn first. We'll go through that. Excuse me, getting everything out. I did not come prepared. So yarn, there we go. 5 balls, all 25 grams. So we have here cream. We've got silver. Get this the right way around. Steel, yeah, steel. I'm still learning them all. Shale, and then we've got charcoal. So those are our 5 balls to make our lemur kit that we have purchased. We've also, in this little baggie that I've only just opened to check, we have our safety eyes. So they are yellow safety eyes, so that is a change to the pattern that Kerry has made. Because originally his eyes were crocheted, I think, in yellow and black, or yellow and charcoal. We've got a little bit of black there. So she's changed the pattern now to include safety eyes instead, which I would prefer, I think. I do like how the safety eye sets off a character. The infamous Lionel the Lemur patch. I missed this because I found Toft in lockdown. But these all came out in 2020 for Create Craft's birthday, just as lockdown hit. And yeah, apparently I think a lot went missing in Royal Mail or Every, or what they were, Hermes then, delivery issues, because everything went into lockdown and chaos. So a lot of these either took a very long time to make it to the purchasers or never made it. So yeah, so he's a special patch. I think I mentioned to you last week, I do already have him, sadly, because someone who wasn't collecting the patches decided to pass theirs on. So I do therefore have a spare Lionel anyway. And then we have our postcard pattern, which we get with Create Craft. So yeah, he's got loop stitching, which I don't like or dislike. I'm just not very well practiced at it. I did it on the axolotls, if you ever saw those, and recently on the sweet corn husk as part of the Flora Society. So it's just a bit fiddly to me because I've not done it very often. So a bit of practice for me there. Which will come in handy actually, because Toft were on Create Craft again today at lunchtime with a coronation special. So Kerry has released some, I was going to say Queen's Guard, but it's not, it's the King's Guard now, soldiers, full-size dolls. So she's released those. They went on the Toft website last night, and then they're on Create Craft today. Create Craft also have some of the flowers, so like for each of the 4 nations of the UK, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, featured. And they had some mini night guard patterns and mini day guard, so like little soldiers, which I stupidly ordered last night without reading properly, because there's already a soldier pattern on there and they looked exactly the same, but one was slightly more expensive. I ordered the new one because it's slightly more expensive, assuming it was coming with what Kerry has now done as a limited edition gold yarn, and it doesn't. So Create Craft, Kerry passes the kits to Create Craft at whatever price, and then they do what they do with them. So they've obviously decided, because these are called night guards and day guards, Coronation, everybody's going to want them, to make them slightly more expensive. But there's no limited edition yarn in those mini ones. So slightly disappointing because I've ordered that, and it's very, you can't cancel from Create Craft unless you call up first thing in the morning. So I've left it, lesson learned. But yes, so the 2 full-size dolls from Curren have limited edition gold yarn in. One of them has limited edition festive silver, which was from last year. So I have gone on to Toft Direct and ordered myself the set. They're doing an offer. I think it's £105 for the 2, saving yourself £15. And you get the postcard pattern and you get all the yarn. So I'll be getting 2 balls of gold and 1 ball of festive silver with the sparkle in. So yeah, I've treated myself to those. And the reason I say about the loop stitch is because one of them has got like the bear skin. If you've ever been to London and been to Buckingham Palace, etc., they have the big tall bear skin heavy hats on. That is all loop stitch. So that will be, and it's all in black yarn, which is helpful. So that will be a challenge. So maybe I need to do Lionel first, do a few little small projects with extra loop stitch to get myself really well practiced with that. Or maybe I just go in and do the bear skin head hat one, because actually by the time I've done that much loop stitch, hopefully then anything else will be really easy. Hey ho. So that was my Toft purchase. So therefore I will be next week hopefully in receipt of a Create Craft order of Toft and a direct Toft order of Toft. That's a lot of Tofts. Let me have a sip. Sorry, I had a bath before I recorded this video, so I'm very hot. I like to have my bath the temperature of the sun, as my husband says. So I'll come up with a red face. Right, Woolly Mama's order. So I think I mentioned to you I'd done this last week. I can't recall. I'd been using, oh yes, because I did the video after. I used something called Knit and Note. I did put a link in my last video if you want to sign up to it. It is actually, I use it's a really good app for cataloguing yarn. So I sat there last Sunday afternoon pulling all my hand dye out. Quite shocked when I got to the end to realise I've basically got 186 skeins of 100 grams hand dyes. And now we have more. And actually I realised that where I placed my order with Woolly Mama's, one of the skeins that I've ordered, I do already have upstairs. But that's fine. I'm going to put them together and I've created a Woolly Mama's jumper pack now. So this can go in there too. So let me show you the one that I already have, which is this one. Yeah. So this is the one that I've ordered that I already have, called Palm Springs from Woolly Mama. So that is, I mean, I just love any of these that Cassie does, because they're my sort of brights. I'm not a neutral girl, as you know. You've probably seen all my yarns if you're following me, and I don't mind using neutrals and pastels, but I'm more of a brights girl. So that is Palm Springs, so that can go with the one upstairs that we already have. Then I believe these ones are new colourways that Cassie's dyed. Sorry if they're not, Cassie. So firstly we have one called Psychedelic, which again, I mean, that reminds me of those fish that you could, like tropical fish that are like in different lights at all different colours. That's what that reminds me of. So that is that one. Gorgeous. I will hold them all up together at the end so you can see. This one is called Cyberpunk, which, I mean, made me smile because my husband has that game, computer game it's got Keanu Reeves in it, basically, hasn't it? And I'm very much a fan of him. I like him. But yes, this is called Cyberpunk, so really love that colourway. Very lovely. And then the last one I purchased is Fairy Fire, and it's fairy spelt, I think, in the Gaelic way. F-A-E-R-I-E. Fairy Fire. I mean, I love that because that's like purples and blues and turquoise with specks of pink or fuchsia. Yeah, really, really lovely. So those are my 4, I'll hold them up together, my 4 yarns that came from Cassie at Woolly Mama's. I always say Woolly Mama's, sorry, it's Woolly Mama yarns. I shorten. So there we go. Those are those 4 that arrived. So they will need to be catalogued and go into the stash. I'm going to try and be good and catalogue as I go, she says. And then finally, the yarn that I won. So this was a competition with Rhapsodye Yarns. And these, if you've heard me mention, I found a Wednesday themed yarn. So half of it was Wednesday, blacks, greys, white, and the other half was Enid, if you've watched the Netflix series. And started following, and that's how I found. And she really lovely colours, Emily does. Because I made another purchase recently of something else. It was her December Space Club, I think I showed you. So this was a collaboration between Rhapsodye Yarn and Dye Candy have done, and Yarnistry Shop as well. So we've got, I'll show you first. So we've got a Yarnistry stitch marker, if that will focus on that. There we go. Not me. It's a nice little feather there. So this was called the Burb Club, or a Burb collaboration, B-I-R-B, but it's bird basically, Bird Wars. So this one, I don't actually know what that one is. Oh yeah, this one's called Starling, which camera probably doesn't do it justice. It's really stunning. It looked a lot darker in terms of with photos from Emily, but actually when it's got here, you can see all the different colours in there. It's almost like an oil slick type petrol. Do you know what I mean? Like when you're in water in puddles and you see that sort of colour. So that is called Starling from Rhapsodye Yarns as part of the collaboration. And then from Dye Candy we have Pearl, as in like knit and pearl. So yeah, complete contrast. So we've got some greens and pinks in there as well. Kind of like a beigey, eggshelly colour. Yeah, so together they really go nicely together, and that's what's come. So I'm really chuffed with that because I won it. So you know, it's really nice to not to have to buy these. And I'm in Naring and looking at them, and I really wanted this one for the colourway, but they were coming collectively, and I was like, oh, will I use this one? But actually now this colour is here and I've seen it in person. Really, really lovely and go well together. So yeah, if you haven't, check out Rhapsodye Yarns, because she's now just, Emily's just set up her website, because I was one of the first orders. So yeah, check out her website and have a look, because she's got some lovely colourways there. And yeah, I think actually on the back of this stitch marker, I didn't say, it says on here, RY versus DC Burb Wars. So it's almost like a little collaborative. I don't think that's going to pick up on the camera. Will it focus on that and not on me? There we go. So that's on the back of the little feather. So they've obviously got themselves a little limited edition stitch marker there. So yeah, deliveries that arrived. So yarn wise, we've definitely got Create Craft and a Toft parcel coming. I don't think there's anything else yarny wise. I've ordered myself some other bits that are non-yarn related. But yeah, I am working on, might as well show you that now actually. I'm doing the crochet along with Toft, I think I mentioned to you, which is the Princess Callista Parrot cow. So it was a freebie pattern at Easter weekend, and it's the crochet along started on Monday. It's day 5 today and I'm only on day 3, and I started a day early. But yeah, a couple of things happened in the week, so I just basically didn't get around to doing any crochet really Wednesday night at all, and not really much last night. So I have made so far the head and body, which we have stuffed. So we've colourways we've got here, I don't know if you can see, we've got sage, then it changes into silver here, then we've got peony, and then we've got hyacinth at the top. So those are our colourways for the body. And then at the moment I am on a wing number 1, which is shale and, is it shale or is it silver? No, steel. Yeah, it is shale. See, I get confused between shale and steel. Silver I know is the light one. Shale and silver. So I'm on the silver at the moment. So I think end of yesterday we should have had the 2 wings done, and then I haven't looked at what part is for today. So that is going to be my plan, to catch up the rest of today. So we've got our bag of yarns in here, because it's lots of colours, but lots of little bits of colours. So I'm trying to use up all these like odd little leftover bits that I've got, like that's from Advent. Trying to use all those up before I start fresh balls of yarn. And I know dye lots, people say dye lots, they don't always match. I know, but I like to live on the edge. And birds have different colours in their feathers. They're not all going to be one colour, are they? So they're different shades. So don't come after me. I'm telling you off with my crochet hook. Yes, so that's what we're working on at the moment. Sorry, I just went a bit angry there for a minute. So yeah, we're going to carry on with that. I think it finishes end of next week in time for the coronation. But I'm going to try and do as much fit over this weekend as I can. I've got obviously still the 2 dolls that I need to do for my dolls club, which is my Christmas present for my hubby. I will try and, even if it's maybe a quick video this weekend, if I can, if not next week, show you my list, my crochet list, because I wrote this all out all neatly as to what I've got in terms of kits and patterns that I want to work my way through. And then obviously I've got another couple of Q botanicals workshops June and July, and I'm signed up to the Charles Darwin Natural History Museum one in November. So I've got all those that will appear, and I've still got some flowers to do, and I've still got the amaryllis from the Flora Society last year, so I must do that. So yeah, I'm gonna hopefully get some time in maybe June. We're going away hopefully, to take some crochet with me and do some, because that'll be, yeah, we'll see, get some time off. I mean, there's just not enough hours in the day. I need to retire and stop working and just crochet all day long. But if only crochet paid the bills, for me. I'm definitely not a Kerry. If I could be a Kerry and have my own crochet business, I'm not sure I'd want the stress. But that is deliveries, and that's where I'm at the moment. So yeah, I will link all these websites and what I've ordered, etc. The Lionel is still available as of today on Create Craft. Don't know how much longer he will last, but if you were interested, he's still on there, and I think he's still on there at their birthday price, which was about £35 if you're a club member. So check it out and be quick if you want to get in with a Lionel and a patch. But yeah, that's it from me this week. Apologies if you can hear the washing machine. You know, it's normalise the fact that I don't have a live-in maid that does this all for me. But have a lovely long weekend if you're in the UK. If you're not in the UK and wonder why we get so many bank holidays, I don't know, not going to knock it. Love a good bank holiday. So we're all back to work on Tuesday if you get the bank holidays off. Not everyone does, obviously, if you work in retail or healthcare, etc. But hope you manage to get some time off after the event, if not. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy yourselves, and look forward to seeing you all again next time. Take care. Bye.